the Balogun of Ekpeland, former governorship candidate in Lagos State, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress APC, chairman and managing director at Righteous Construction Company, a one-time commissioner for public transport in Lagos State. Here is an exclusive interview with Chief Lanre Rasaq.
I welcome you to the show, sir.
Thank you.
It's nice having you again.
You're welcome.
After a long time.
Thank you.
So how are you doing, sir?
Very, very pretty fine.
Thank you so much. I can see that from your smile, sir. It's really nice having you. Now, sir, let's my viewers want to meet you and how far you've been coping, and from your own little what God has been giving you, are still able to give back to the society, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
My name is Chief Lanre Rasaq, the Balogun of Ekpe, and a chieftain of APC. That's my political party. Well, I want to thank God for His wonderful grace, mercies, kindness, generosity to me in the last 71 years that have been in existence. I want to thank God that He's been kind to me. He's been extremely kind to me. You can imagine if you buy a vehicle that you continue to run every day for a period of 71 years, I am afraid that vehicle cannot be on the road again.
Yeah, right, sir.
And God has allowed me to remain on the road for 71 years, and I don't have anything to regret. And I want to thank my God for that wonderful gift of life. Well, I went to school. Ordinarily, you will know that. And I've been in the political terrain of Nigeria. I was a UPN, SDP, NRC period. I was the chairman of SDP in the political government. That's Babangida's party. No joiner, no finder. We are co-joiners, co-finders. After that, we have APP, where I became the state chairman and later the deputy national chairman of the party, with Yusuf Ali as my chairman. After some time, I left for PDP, thinking I needed a broader platform that can actualize my political dreams. But surprisingly, I discovered that party completely rotten. And I left the party about 7 years ago, when I knew that they don't have the intention of the people. And by our upbringing, political student of Chief Obafemi Awolowo, we are to ensure we give the greatest goods to the greatest number of people in the society. We don't just come around and we are in politics because we want to benefit from the economic benefits of the situation. No. And about 7 years ago, I left. I joined Bola Tinubu, strong CN, and I was quite happy. I'm a member of that party, and we jointly collapsed all the party into structure that we now call APC because of the merger. And I want to thank God that I was part of that program. Merger had never succeeded in this country, but with committed, dedicated, patriotic leadership of Bola Tinubu, that thing survived. Wow. Because he really sacrificed a lot to ensure the success of that arrangement. And so far so good, I'm happy I'm still here.
Wow. Now, sir, you were once a pair local government chairman, yes. And with our founders, you did a lot, and you, even from your own personal fund. How were you able to achieve that, sir?
Yes, like I told you, I'm a student of Awo's political belief, philosophy. I will believe that you must leave the stage better than you met it. And he believes in the egalitarian society. He believes that you must provide the greatest number of goods to the greatest number of people. He believes, as a leader, primarily, you must create confidence in your followers, and you must let them know you are ready to improve the lot of their lives and that of their property so that they can have a better situation in the world. So with this when I got to the council, I was able to build 350 housing units within a period of 9 months. It was like a magic. Everybody never believed. It's there for you to have a look. A grammar school is tracing the housing estate. The council is calling, tracing it from very close to the fire service stations in Nepal. It's a unique development, and everybody was happy about it. Now government is talking about rice plantation, rice plantation. Then in 1994, I was able to decide that I must produce sufficient rice for the people of the division. Of course, their problem is, how do they get enough money to do their farming? You may not believe it. The farmers were just looking for 10,000 to cultivate and plant rice, and use their personal labor to ensure they watch the rice grow and protect it from pests and harvest. So I met the People's Bank MD then, the Shoketum, and I told her, I have about 600 people who wants to do farming.
Okay.
And their need is 10,000.
Wow. The 10,000 at that time, sir?
Yes, yes. Okay. And they just smile. They say, what do you intend to do about that? I say, I want her to give us 600,000. I will guarantee personally, and the local government will be made to guarantee that loan, because I'm sure my people will repay. So he granted my request, and the money was provided. And the farmers, real farmers, got the money. Okay. And surprisingly, I was able to, from the council fund, provide rice milling machine. So for them, so at the end of the harvesting period, they produced that what their market cannot absorb.
Wow.
And then they ran to me that, Chief, you had supported us financially, and at the end of the harvest period, we have this much, and our market cannot absorb it. What do you do to help us? So that all that we planted and is available now, our harvest don't just wasted. I said, okay. I bought it over from them at with a little markup to make them happy. They was to sell in the market for 5,000. I give it them at 8,000. They were equally very happy. With that, all of them, without exception, were able to pay off the loan of People's Bank within just a period less than a year. They were so happy and excited. And we have a clean rice. The rice the council bought, we put it back to the market again at a real subsidized rate. And the community were very happy. They were happy, very, very happy. And they shunned the Uncle Ben's rice then, and they were buying the
local rice.
Obada Ibogu's rice, and it was good. It was good, very, very nourishing rice. So we did that. We improved the infrastructure of the area, and the government was highly impressed. In actual fact, the Minister of National Planning came to my local government when he saw those publications in the paper. He never thought it could be reality. He thought we were making the usual, the more you look, the less you see kind of situation. He came, he saw them. He was really happy. And from there, I was taken to the Ministry of Public Transportation and made a commissioner for public transportation. And I played my role. I was able to convince Alhaji Rasaq that we don't need a toll gate at this toll gate at 7 because for whatever money you are collecting, what the people are wasting in terms of man-hour wasted daily as a result of the traffic in that area does not really worth it. The entire community was barricaded off. We were put in a channel. Until you get to that toll gate, you cannot get out. So that had a serious effect on Akime Road. Always serious transport problem, traffic problem all the day. When all this Magulu area, they always standstill kind of traffic situation. The situation at that toll gate area was so terrible, and everybody was happy that we were able to eliminate about it. Then we were able to get the railways to transport people from Alagbado, Yaba, Apapa, Edo, every day. We're equally
In those days?
Those days.
Wow.
We're able to again synchronize the three modes of transportation in Lagos. That is the transportation on buses, the transportation on the railway, and water. We started what is now very popular, to have people move from Mile 2 to Apapa to Marina. And we move people from Ikorodu, Bayeku, Ibubu, Ijede to Osborne area. And it removed a lot of manpower being wasted on a daily basis. And everybody was happy. And those are the things that makes me happy, that I've been able to move out, remove the stress from the people, and they have improved their livelihood by saving a lot of money being wasted daily on the traffic jam. So I'm happy. Wow. And to remain very, very strong till today. And some people don't believe I'm this much of age, because I still perform a lot of exercises.
It's very nice, sir. Sir, it's so nice having you to say all this, and we appreciate you. Now, quickly, sir, let's quickly talk about the APC administration, national and state a little. What do you have to say about it?
People will not be able to appreciate Buhari's government.
Why?
Because if the bad government of the PDP had continued, okay, maybe some people would have checked out like Andrew out of this country. But because Buhari team ably assisted and enthused by our own Bola Ahmed Tinubu and their team to drive out the inefficient government of Jonathan, one may not be able to appreciate. And of course, his anti-corruption drive, you can see the result is yielding. Can you imagine having money all over the places? In Lagos, in luxury flats, in Bureau de Change shop, in marketplaces in
graveyards, like this side.
So, it's a government that is really restoring hope, dignity of labor, acceptability all over the world. And though one will sympathize with the government that as they are fighting corruption, corruption is fully fighting the government to destroy. But I'm happy that when the going is really tough people keep on going. Buhari team, they are very strong and they keep on going. And I'm sure they will defeat the corruption team.
Masses out there are not seeing it that way. They see complaint daily basis talking about that things are not going well. There's increment in everything. The fuel one is out of it. Even the food stuffs. You go to the market today, you find out what you used to buy for maybe 100 naira is now maybe 300. So what do you have to say about that area of it?
Maybe they are not facing the reality. The reality is very clear. Then we are selling our crude oil for $100, $130 at a time per barrel. Today, Buhari administration started at $20 per barrel. If your salary used to be 5,000 per month and suddenly reduced to 500 naira per month, there will be changes in your life. You won't be able to meet your want, not even your need. You cannot meet it. So if Buhari could adjust because of the sudden situation we found ourselves, we could be able to adjust, and we are this far. Let's give glory to God. Let's have some little patience, we'll be there.
Okay, sir. Now, sir, let's talk about the social life. That's where I really want you to, talk about how do you relax? What makes you happy after the stressful working day? How do you relax to keep yourself happy?
Okay, all work, no play. Make Jack adorable. Jane could equally be there, not only the Jack. Every 7 days of the week, by 5 a.m. I'm already out of bed. By 7 I'm in my office. working too. But I create time for relaxation. I belong to few clubs. I belong to a pet club, island club, and a cook club. Out of the days, I share some hours in the evening of Tuesday, Thursday, Friday to relax. I go a clubbing during this time and chat and crack jokes with my friends and colleagues so that I take off the stress from my life, and it's really rewarding. By the time we finish that around 7 or 8, I go home, hear the 9 o'clock news, take a good shower, and go to bed. So the following day, I'm a strong person and I continue life again. But I ensure I spend quality time on my job and quality time on my relaxation arrangement.
Do you do any sports? Do you have any, what is your best?
No. With this age, I don't do sports.
Wow.
But I do a lot on my treadmill at home. Okay. I do 20 minutes on the treadmill every morning.
Okay.
And that keeps me strong. And I recommend it to other people. But be sure you take a very careful look at your strength. Don't overstress yourself so that you don't collapse. I started with 5 minutes when I started it. So graduated along the line 5, 6, 7 minutes the second day. Now I do 25, 30 minutes.
I saw you dancing at your birthday party. Tell me, you love dancing or there's a music that makes you dance?
Yes, there is no music that I cannot dance. Music has a universal language that everybody that loves it will understand. But above that, it's an opportunity to exercise yourself. Those who created dancing must have a deep thought that doing that will give you an opportunity to really stretch yourself and exercise your body. So it's a good thing, and I do dance a lot, especially when I listen to good music.
Like?
And especially my dear Sonny Ade music. I really, that's my man. But there is one he did that I always remember. When stationery stores was real stationery stores. And they had a play in National Stadium. And before they finished the match, Sonny Ade had waxed the music at this 5 minutes, and it came out that he predicted stationery store will win the match. Kato Shejupe, Otigbe Konwole, Kato Tumboju Eyin, Onutigbe Konwole. Oh my God! When you listen to, and this one, Iwaju Lolo Komiwa Milo, Eyin Sha Lolo Komiwa Milo.
Wow,
some of this music is philosophical and very, very, very good rhythm to listen to. You enjoy it.
Wow. Thank you so much, sir, for all the time you have spent with us. But sir, before we leave, we want you to advise our youth who are looking up to you and also looking up to leaders out there, a little advice for them, and especially also to the parents who leave their children to roam about the street at a very tender age, sir.
Well, one thing is very critical in life, and that is learning. Who is tired of learning is tired of life. From your small age as a youth, until you become old and pass on in that biological sequence, you must continue to learn. My advice to the youth is that there is no alternative to education. There is need for you from time to time to learn, to be educated. Once you are educated, half of your problem has been resolved. Because you can sit down and think of how to make yourself useful to yourself and your living and useful to the society. So education is key to whatever you want to do, and there is no alternative to it. And I appeal to them. They are the leaders of tomorrow. And those who want to give it to them are ready to give it, whether they like it or not. You either become old age and get out of it, or sickness, get out of it, or you misbehave to get out of it. And if all these things happens, who are those to take over? They are the youth. And they should prepare themselves, and they should be ready to to take over from the elders who are going away. And I will appeal, they should not hasten them out of the stage. They should allow them to guide them and advise them and really taught and show them the way to do it right. So that will help them a lot, rather than hasten them out.
Sir, sorry, I just need to say this because of for the little fact you have occupied like two various public positions. Now, sir, I want you to also talk to some of our leaders out there that still have the opportunity to sit. Just advise them. You know, you give up from the little you have so that you'll be appreciated. And those who is looking up to you, they will say, we'll have a good leader. From the little you have done, can you just please also talk to our leaders out there too?
Names like Chief Obafemi Awolowo will remain in the minds of Nigerians till eternity. And names like Abacha Wuluket, like those who have the opportunity now to put their names as looters of our economy, their names will equally remain. And people will be cursing their family and their generation yet unborn. It's good to be good. And even in the Bible and the Quran, for all the good things you do, there is always a reward. And all the bad things you do, you will not go unpunished. The punishment is not only here. When they are there, after their death, they still continue to suffer for making people to suffer. Can you imagine a woman who stole so much from pensioners, who had labored to serve this country, and in their old days, instead of them to get the stipend, their pension, and have a good life, this woman denied them by stealing all the money. Can you imagine somebody went to church and paid 10% tithe on the stolen money, which amounted to 60 million. 60 million. And our churches accepted such money without querying a typist in the ministry. How do you come about giving an offering of 60 million, which is just 10% or 5% of the earnings? Whatever he's been able to steal and keep in his house, which will go back to the core values of life, so that people can really appreciate what it is. When you really have a big man around, you know he had labored for it. When you have a chief around, you know he had worked to qualify him to have that chieftaincy title. And those are the things I would advise you to always want to embrace.
Yes.
Today, we hit the road again with the Executive Secretary of Onebungo Local Government, Mr. Moshood Mustafa. In the course of our movement, we met this young boy of about 12, hawking bottled water in early hours of the day. As usual, we confronted him to know why he's not in school. He said there is no money to sponsor him. We accompanied him to see his mother, an old woman who also hawked. She shared her predicament with us and the reason why the boy is not in school. At the end of the exercise, the ears of Onebungo Local Government, Mr. Moshood Mustafa, wrote a letter to the head teacher of one of the public schools in the local government to grant the young boy an immediate admission. The ears also paid for his uniform and books.
Hello, my name is Mercy Alexander, and I'm the CEO of Renamezi Concept and the Gallery on TV, also the founder of Renamezi Foundation. Please, I will beg and I will urge you people to support us, especially in the area of our foundation, helping out the children on the street by giving them their basic education, which is extremely important. And if you cannot reach us from wherever you are, you can also do that in your various country. Please, try as much you can do to help a child. Giving them back their education is extremely important. Thank you. I love you all, but God loves you best. Bye-bye.